You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT with me, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. The apology didn't go down too well. We come up, asked you to apologise, and then he ended up apologising to you.
He did, rightly so.
Just on the game, yesterday, if people were listening, I'm sure they were, Jason was going in on Arsenal, and we'd done a 4 things that someone phoned up and said that 4 things they learnt about Arsenal.
That's right.
Have we got a top 4 things that we've learnt about Spurs?
Do you know the fact I'm glad you just mentioned that, because we had a message come in, a text from a guy called Martin. It said, Jason, what did we learn about Spurs tonight? Nothing. What did we learn about Spurs tonight? Nothing. Tell me 4 things we learnt about Spurs tonight. Nothing. Name a 5th thing we learnt about Spurs tonight. Treat all teams the same, please. Right?
Have we got a top?
Martin,
Let's do a top 4.
Number 4.
Yeah, here we go.
All right.
Come
on. Spurs. Okay, here's what we learnt. Spurs have found their level in Europe. All right.
Number 3.
Kane still don't want to be there.
Number 2.
Spurs are still playing on Thursday nights.
1.
Kane still doesn't want to be there. There you go. That's what we learnt tonight. That's what we learnt tonight.
That is brutal. Get your calls in on that. Come on. 08717 22 33 44. Let's go, James, Spurs fan. James, good evening.
All right, Jimbo.
Evening, guys. How are you?
We're good, mate. We're good. Was you at the game?
I was, yes.
Looked like great atmosphere, big turnout, decent performance. Harry Kane as well.
Look, do you know what? I'm a home away in Europe fan, and the last 2 years have been really, I suppose, depressing, having grown up watching exciting football. We might not have won anything, but it's still been enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
And I feel like for the first time in 2-3 years, we've really got kind of an identity and a style again. I like the way that everyone was working for each other again. They weren't afraid to attack. We didn't sit back when we had a 2-0 lead. Everyone played their part. Yeah. I was super impressed with Brian Gill tonight as well, by the way.
Very good.
I just thought he was always looking up before the ball got to him. It was like he was. I mean, the opposition weren't great, but he was one step ahead the whole time.
No, but you know what, with the opposition, right? And I had a few Arsenal fans trying to dig me out, saying, "Oh yeah, but you know, the same. We played West Brom and we won 6-0. So, but we played a team who have qualified for a European competition, who are in the top league and played their best side. So we've gone out and beat a proper side.
Hold on. What do you mean?
I'm joking.
Hold on. Before you'd never heard of Paco Rabanne before this. Have you ever heard of them? Heavyweight of European football, you've been.
No, they qualified for a European competition. They finished, 5th in the Portuguese
league?
League?
They're in a league. There are teams in that league, you know, who have got a serious European pedigree.
Exactly.
Auto Sporting. You know, they're not part timers, are they? I mean,
no, but do you know what? You've had a good. You've had a good start to the season. You've had a good start, solid start to the season, right? And you put this side 3-0. You know, it could have been more, really. There was a spell in the second half where I felt that they had to up the game, and they did. I thought first 10 minutes, maybe 15, I thought they actually had the lion's share of it. But look, you've beaten a team you should be beating.
Oh, I don't disagree with you, but I think that, okay, I'll give you a prime example.
Cool.
I think that team we played tonight would have beaten the team that knocked us out in the Europa League last season. But the difference was this. When we went 2-0 up, we sat back. We didn't do anything. And I came on several times last season. It doesn't matter how good a footballer you are. If you're drilled to sit back and defend and defend and defend, eventually you'll make a mistake. Whereas tonight, we carried on at it. Yeah, we became a bit more cautious, but we carried on going. The ball kept going forward.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Harry Winks fan in the world.
Played well tonight.
I think tonight, for the first time in 2 or 3 years, he played forwards. He moved the ball. It's like the shackles have been taken off, and Nuno said, "You know what? Go and express yourself."
Yeah. Just on Kane, James. Just on Harry Kane. Obviously, he played brilliant tonight. Cundy thinks he still wants to leave. Do you think that the Nuno effect, and he's watching the way Spurs have started the season, has had an effect on thinking, you know what, maybe there are trophies still on offer at Spurs with this team and this manager? Or do you think it's just the fact that Man City ain't stumped up the cash?
Do you know, it's a mixture. I think that when look, without question, he wanted to leave. And if I was Harry Kane, I would want to be at the top of my game if I was in the top 5 players in the world. Okay? Can't argue that point. Do I think he would have been more stubborn if he didn't believe in project number 3 he's been involved in? Yes, probably. I think he got awfully advised. I think he realised that when he changed his team. But also, for the first time in a long time, we've spent money without actually selling anyone, which is probably a commitment as well. And I know, obviously, COVID and everything else and money's been tight and they lost out on loads of revenue. But in the same breath, Daniel Levy was also able to restructure debt at a much lower rate because of what was on offer from the government. And that's probably freed up some money to buy players. I think we'll probably see 1 or 2 more come in this week. I think we'll probably see the likes of Sissoko move on, Aurier move on. But I think probably it's the first time that Daniel Levy, especially since we've been in the stadiums, actually put his money where his mouth is.
Yeah.
You know what?
Well, he's come out of this. He's come out of this situation smelling the roses.
It's
Who's that, Levy?
Yeah, Levy. Yeah.
Yeah, of course he has. He's been the scapegoat at our club for years and years. I'm a Levy fan. I get that we're a football club and fans want to see success on the pitch. But if you look at the stability financially we have,
yeah, it's great business.
It's never, ever, ever. We're never going to be in danger.
Okay. All right. Thanks, James. Keep them coming in. 08717223334. Go on.
Just on that, there's now reports that Harry Kane wants to sign a new contract, or there is talk of a new contract.
Yes.
Him wanting £400,000 a week.
Yes.
Okay. Which is going to be one of the highest paid players in world football. All right.
Which he should be.
Okay, that's fine. So if you're going to turn down, or you're not going to accept a bid of £100 million plus, which is then he's entitled to ask for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? He's entitled to ask for that. So just watch the closely how it plays out.
I think what they do now with that contract though is he obviously will have to extend his deal to maybe another 3 or 4 years. But what they should do is put a release clause in.
Who's they? His agent?
Well, his new agent.
Yes.
He's getting took over. I think Paul Stretford or someone's took him over, or his brother, whatever it is, who's taking him over. It's hopefully someone who knows what they're doing. Yeah. They need to put in release clauses in his contract, because then it stops this whole media fiasco that we've had over the last month, just because of an interview that he did with Gary Neville talking about how he wants to win trophies. And this is where it's all started.
But on that, the release clause has got to be agreed by both parties.
Yeah, of course.
So what would you say Daniel Levy should put in there?
Well, next year's release clause I'd put still at, I'd say, 120 million if there's no trophies won. Then the season after, I'd say, 90, and then the season after that,
he should be
70.
For 70 million?
Yeah, but he's going to be 30 then.
70 million?
Yeah, but it's 30 years of age.
Wow.
He's still going to be at the top.
You're a hard man, O'Hara.
He's still at the top of his game. That's what I would do. That's where I'd put it, and I'd be putting him on a bigger wage to say, look, you are our main man, and that's why we ain't let you go.